Hello, it's Jeff from jeffrey-thomas.com, and I'm going to preview my bass tab for You Make My Dreams by Hall Oates. So make sure you're requesting the tab off my website and we can go ahead and follow through together. So here we go with the intro, a little bit slower than tempo. Ready, go. Okay, and then you're into the verse. Ending one. Back up to the top of the verse. Ending two. Okay, and then you have a DSL coda at the end of the first measure of the last line. That's going to take you all the way back up to the verse, and then you're going to play the coda, which is basically taking the verse again with endings 1 and ending 2. And then when you get to the coda, that is basically going to be picking up with the second measure of the last line, so we'll go from there. And that's going to get you into the bridge part of the tune. So there's the structure for page 1. You've got your intro, verse ending 1, verse ending 2, play through all the way to the DSL coda, back up to the top of the verse, ending 1, ending 2, come all the way down to the coda, and then pick up that second measure of the second line and play on. And then the tune wraps up on the second page, so there's not a whole lot more to it. But one of the things that's interesting about this tune is I did some homework on the bass player, and he was following the octaves like this with his right hand. So he was going. It was hard to find footage of him, but he was following the octaves, which, you know, here we are with an F in the 4th string 1st fret, and then F again, 2nd string 3rd fret. And most people are comfortable with their pinky here, but I guess if you've got big paws, you could use your 3rd finger. Doesn't matter that much. So anyway, what I decided to do after seeing a lot of the bass players that I like who are doing octaves is they're not chasing them. Okay, so if you look at the very first measure, and maybe before we do that we should explain what the letter names are. So your thumb is P, your first finger is I, your middle finger is M, and your ring finger is A. So that's that horrible drawing down in the lower left corner of the tab. Anyway, my best recommendation for the octaves is PM, right? So you're going to just use a free stroke with your thumb, and then M is going to grab that octave using a rest stroke. And so if I play through the first measure, it'd be 1 and 2, 3, 4, and then on that one I use PI, and then the next measure is PM, P. Now here's why this is really strategic for octaves. Let's say we had straight 16th notes. You get the idea? So it would be incredibly hard to chase that with your, I here and then making that jump from the 4th string to the 2nd string. So that's how I approach octaves, and he has either straight 8th notes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and that he's using, and then when he goes to the 16th notes at the end of last measure of the top line, you can see it's an 8th note and 2 16th notes. So he's going 3 and a 4 and a 3 and a 4 Anna. That's the counting on those 16th notes there. 8th note, 2 16th notes. Now, one of the things that's interesting that he does, I'll put the metronome on 82. That's about tempo. So his 8th notes are even. So I'll just play straight 8th notes for you. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and I'm alternating here. Thumb on the 4th string and then alternating with the rest stroke. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and okay. His 8th notes are even. He doesn't swing the 8th notes, but listen to what he does on the 16ths. So he's swinging those 16th notes. He's not going. So it's 3 Anna, right? But he's putting a triplet feel on those 16th notes. So it's like 3 Anna, 3 Anna, 3 Anna. He's kind of delaying the Anna and the and that's an interesting feel for the tune. He does it on all of his 16th notes. It's definitely the groove that he's following, and that is a big deal when you're approaching this tune. A lot of the students I have are playing their 8th notes straight, but when they get to the 16th notes, they're also playing those straight, and that's not how he's approaching it. It's like really noticeable as you listen to the tune more carefully, like especially when he does the walk-ups where he goes. Right? It's not. It's yeah, not straight 16th notes. So he's swinging the 16th notes, if you will. And a lot of the other passing notes that I hear him doing with on the 4th string, I'm just using my thumb on those. For example, 2nd measure, 3rd line, where he goes. And just that walk down from the 6 to the 5. I'm just using my thumb there. He also does another one, the 1st measure of the 5th line. Climbing up to that octave C. Just use your thumb on that, on the notes that are on the 4th string. And hopefully that's a good walkthrough. I have the whole tune done. It's only 2 pages. But that is what's coming up in the lessons that as I'm reviewing this with students, is the rhythmic feel on the 16th notes and also the technique of the right hand. This is my suggestion. I think that there are a lot of guys that are comfortable playing, by following the octaves, but man, I don't know how you do that if you're playing straight 16th notes, 1 Eana, 2 Eana, 3 Eana, 4 Eana, right? That'd be tough to be making that move constantly in the right hand. So the thumb on the low note of the octave and then alternating with I and M. And that would kind of go for whatever set of strings that you're doing the octaves on, whether it's 4th string, 2nd string, or 3rd string, 1st string. However you're doing the octaves, that's the technique that I use in the right hand. So, alrighty, hopefully that was a good walkthrough on page 1, and it'll get you started on the tune, and I will catch up with you later.